here we are. This is an improvement, isn't it?
It's nice to stretch the legs. I spend too much time at the counter.
Yes. Oh, look there!
Is that poop? Is that a poop turtle?
Yes. If you want to learn about the animals in a particular setting, their population density and migratory patterns, their diet and capacity to thrive, look no further than the excrement. Oh, it's still warm. This will make for a riveting journal entry. That was thrilling. Oh, what a find.
Your enthusiasm is charming. I like this side of you.
I'm often enthused when I'm out here. This island is an endless source of fascination. Hard to believe we owe it all to the reckless experiments of a single self-interested witch.
You know, it's dawning on me that you're right. I've seen you this animated before. With the turtle eggs, or talking about slime pods, the thought you put into the ghillie suit. It's the island. You're passionate about it.
I thought that was obvious.
And I thought you were hopelessly awkward. All this time I've been trying to get you to open up. But you have plenty to say when it's on a topic you care about.
Isn't that the way it should be? A world's full of enough noise. Don't need to go around making more of it just for the sake of exercising our tongues. We should speak when there's something to say. And when there isn't, we should channel the mighty mollusk whose strength comes from silence and serenity.
So, like, be more like a snail? Really?
Really.
If you say so. And since you did say so, I guess it's something you really believe in. I'll try it.
Glad to hear it.
Sure, no biggie.
No, I mean it. Not everybody would be so open to my ideas, my opinions. And few people would go out of their way to make me feel heard. But you've done that for me. I want you to know I appreciate it. So, and I wouldn't make this offer to just anybody, but if you ever want to borrow this journal, you know, to record your own observations, well, just say the word.
Thanks. But believe it or not, I think you found the one topic about which I really don't have anything to say. So, did you get the potions?
Yeah. I don't know if giving stuff away for free is a great business model, Sylvia. But I don't mind reaping the benefits. And this combo you came up with could be just the thing to give my powers a boost.
That's the idea.
But range is just half the problem. The other is precision. And I think I figured something out that can help me with that. Here's the thing. Clairvoyance is sort of a catch-all term. It covers a range of abilities. I'm thinking my deal is, more accurately, telemetry. It relies on associations between an item and a place. Or person.
So it's not entirely random then?
Right. I eat squid vine, I see the mer person who harvested it. I start washing stuff down with your potions, I see you. And now, I've just gotten my hands on some grapes. The same variety my parents grow.
So if you eat them, then maybe you'll get a glimpse of your parents?
It's a theory anyway. And there's only one way to test it.
So you're going to do it? Right now?
I mean, may as well. You, want to stick around?
Sure, of course.
Cool. Here goes. I see them. It's working. Wow.
What do you see?
I see my mother. Her hair is shorter, but it's definitely her. She's having a cocktail. My father is grooming the ferret. They're just living their lives. As if nothing were wrong. As if their only child hadn't run the heck away from them.
Oh, Quinn. I'm sorry. That really stinks. I know you must have hoped. What can I do? Are you okay? Say something!
To be honest, I expected this.
You must be disappointed, though.
Yeah, of course I am. But this is who they are, Sylvia. Who they've always been. And it's not me who needs to change. I have days where I forget that. Bad days where I get caught up in wishful thinking. But the bad days aren't so bad lately. Because I've got you now. And you're plenty. Too much sometimes.
I know I tend to drag you out of your comfort zone. But you do the same for me.
Crying and flailing.
I think we're good for each other, Quinn.
I have remarkably few complaints. You magnificent blight roach, you.
Okay, we've really got to work on our pet names.
I've been thinking about that, actually. How do you like Canoodle Poodle? Sweetle Beetle? Cutie Slime? What about Turnip Tush? These are all solid ideas, Sylvia.
Maybe we should keep working on it.
Maybe you just call me Quinn, and I call you Sylvia. I've spent my whole life gazing out at faraway places. For once, I just want to enjoy what's right in front of me. I mean, let's be honest. You can't beat this view.
Oh, wow, Quinn. I had no idea you could be so corny.
Shush you. In fact, let me go ahead and shut you up. I think I finally figured out how to do it.
Sylvia! It was so kind of you to donate those potions. I'm including them as prizes as part of a new Hero of the Month program. And if that goes over well, I'll be buying more from you for future months.
I guess it pays to be generous.
Well, it certainly got me thinking about how nice it would be to have that sort of control over my own business dealings. You didn't have to ask anyone's permission to make a donation. You didn't have to justify your decision to your stakeholders.
Well, I did get some dirty looks from the owl. But hey, a Hero of the Month program sounds like a good way to boost morale.
Oh, that's the barest tip of the iceberg. I'm making some changes around here. Big ones. You see, I realized something. In all our discussions of how we might make this organization better for the heroes, I was towing the company line. Even when my heart was with the heroes, my head was caught up in a certain way of thinking, an old way of thinking. It's the old ways that are broken. We need new ideas, new paradigms.
Hence the big changes you mentioned.
That's right. And those big changes start with the dissolution of the guild.
Disillusion?
You heard me. Effective immediately. The Heroes Guild is no more. And in its place shall rise the Heroes Guild. I just realized that it's probably confusing without seeing it spelled out. But there's an apostrophe now! I just realized that it's probably confusing without seeing it spelled out. But there's an apostrophe now!
Still confusing.
At its heart, it's a simple idea. Rafta's Heroes Guild has always been a part of the larger organization. A franchise beholden to the main chapter back home. But this particular chapter is a risky venture by modern standards. The guilds of the mainland are a well-oiled mechanism. Out here, everything is less predictable and more dangerous. So my family feels they've put much more into Rafta's guild than they've gotten out of it. They've gone so far as to call it a money pit. So I offered to take it off their hands!
So now you're in charge?
Yes and no. I'm writing a new charter, one that will transform our little clubhouse into a non-profit operation. The value that the heroes generate will be funneled directly back into the organization and into their own pockets. As for the question of who's in charge, if I've learned anything in recent days, it's the limits of my own perspective. We'll be holding elections soon to determine who will join me on a leadership council. By electing and empowering representatives from their own ranks and establishing a system of checks and balances, the heroes can rest assured that my own personal blind spots won't become systemic blind spots capable of impeding the organization as a whole.
Wow. It actually sounds like you did it. You solved all the guild's problems.
Well, not all our problems. My chambers are still drafty, and the lack of natural light in the morning is just abysmal.
Still, I'm surprised your family agreed to this. Even if the guild isn't as lucrative as they hoped, it's obviously generating revenue. And as unique as Rafta is, there's potential for this chapter to be massively profitable down the line.
The truth is, they didn't just hand it over. They are business folk, after all. But I was able to convince them that the guild's prospective earnings were somewhat less than the value of my inheritance. So I'm officially out of the will, and my monthly stipend is a thing of the past.
You mean you're broke now?
For the time being, but I still think I came out ahead in this negotiation. The guild is going places, Sylvia, and I and my heroes now stand to benefit directly from the hard work we put into it. Plus, my mother still intends to send regular care packages, so my hair care regimen, at least, will not suffer in the meantime.
Phew.
I feel good about this, Sylvia. It's the start of a whole new way of doing things. A heroes' guild that is for the heroes and by the heroes.
Hence the apostrophe.
Exactly! You see, it's not just a flashy change. But that's enough shop talk, surely. Come, let's make the most of our time. Ah, that skull does loom large, doesn't it? As monuments go, it's a little morbid, but it's a good reminder of where we've been and of what awaits us at the end. I'm happy that between those points our two paths converged. Sylvia, my beautiful confidant, your faith in me has buoyed me across dark and stormy seas. I haven't liked to show it, but I've doubted myself quite often in the months since coming here. There were days when I wanted nothing more than to return to my old life of luxury and leisure.
Luxury and leisure do sound awfully tempting.
You would be bored by it, I think. Don't get me wrong, I fully expect to be rich again one day, and when that day comes, I intend to spoil you as much as possible. But you're not well suited to being anyone's lapdog, and I do very much mean that as a compliment.
You know me well.
And to know you is to love you. Sylvia, you've brought vigor and rhythm to a heart that yearned for new and meaningful experiences. It beats now for you. Come closer and feel it for yourself.
know it takes a lot to faze me. I always say, when the going gets tough, the tough shrug it off.
Words to live by.
They might be, but lately I'm having trouble putting those words into action. I don't really want to be here right now. Can we bail? Now I'm in my element. I can't believe I haven't brought you out here already. And hey, 2 sets of eyes are better than 1, so maybe we can multitask. There's a particularly vicious stalking celery on the loose.
Stalking celery?
Yeah, you know, like celery, but toothier. This one's going around and biting the heads off cute little pixies. We think it must be rabbit.
Mint, look behind you! It's right there!
What? Where? Well, no big loss. You can't have gotten too far. But next time, just grab it. It can't bite through your gloves, probably. Let's keep looking. Whoever nabs that thing gets a reward and scores points with the guild. I could use a win. My quest took a turn for the worse.
What happened?
I found another artifact. A cloak this time. The Cloak of Whispers.
Ooh, sounds spooky.
Talking vestments are always a little spooky. The cloak is supposed to boost your stealth. When you put the hood up, it whispers secrets into your ear. Stuff like the location of nearby enemies and secret doors. But when I wore it, Sylvia, it was so mean. It told me that I don't belong in the guild, that I'm not good enough.
That's obviously not true.
True or not, it's a super rude thing to say. So I may have set it on fire, burned the stupid thing to ash. But I still hear its voice in my ear, telling me Baptiste took me in out of pity, telling me it's only a matter of time before people realize how little I've accomplished.
Mint, that's...
Wait, hold that thought. Did you see? I'm sure I saw the celery. It's right over there.
Are you all right? I think we should talk about this.
But I have to get the monster. If I miss this chance... I'm deflecting, aren't I? It's so me. Running off to find a monster rather than face what's right in front of me. You're right, Sylvia. I'm feeling low, and I should take a minute to process that. We'll catch up to that celery eventually. In fact, I can mark my map with our sightings. One of the guild's trackers will be able to find the creature's lair from here.
Then won't the tracker get all the glory?
Maybe, but I almost forgot. It's not about who gets the credit, it's about getting the job done. That's still a win, right? We can chat more while we head back. The sooner we send a hunter out here, the better. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want any more dead pixies on my conscience.
Mint is so eager to level up, and she's putting in the hours. At this point, I think her fixation on finding a legendary weapon is actually holding her back. Can I find a way to help her move forward? I wonder if Roxanne would ever pitch in around here. Nah.
Hey, chum. Got a minute for the boss man?
Actually, I'm pretty busy, so if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah? Planning your going out of business sale?
Getting ready for the competition, actually. I've got a winning streak to uphold.
Is that all you're up to? Because, you know what I think? I think somebody's been misbehaving.
Just a guess. Is it the toxic predator with the self-satisfied smirk?
Oh, me? I'm following the rules. But you... Well, my patent seems to have expired unexpectedly. I can't help but wonder if you had something to do with that.
I wish I did. You don't have any right to decide who can sell what. And you can't patent a potion. Those formulas belong to everyone.
Look, chum, I don't know what you want me to say here. You gotta dry those tears and figure out how to work with what you've got. Or don't. I wouldn't want to tell you what to do or anything. But if you're determined to go up against me tomorrow, it's only fair to warn you. I'm playing for keeps. We won't be hugging it out on the other side. I won't be moving into your basement or fetching ingredients for you. Our rivalry, it ain't gonna have any kind of happy ending.
What was all that about his patent getting shut down? I don't have time for that kind of paperwork. But I might know someone who does. I'll deal with that later. Right now, I have to focus on this competition. And also on not talking to myself so much. It's getting weird.
The crowd has assembled. The call has gone out. It's time to discover who will come out on top in this latest contest of mercantile moxie. And who is just chum in the water. I am Baptiste, your humble host. But you're not here for me, are you? Let's meet the stars of the show. First up is a self-described big bro in a small pond. He's dived headfirst into the potion-selling business and made a big splash in the process. He also hates fish puns and is somewhat intimidating, so I'm going to stop there. Say hello to the man with the sharpest smile in Rapta, Boss Finn!
I should have brought a toothpick. You're gonna make a stringy meal.
If Finn thinks he's got this in the bag, he doesn't know who he's up against. She's been underestimated before, but she remains undefeated on the competition circuit. She's the witch with an itch for making a potion commotion. She is Sylvia!
Hey, Finn! You're toxic.
and there's no room in Rafta for your repulsive behavior.
So you say, but people love a winner, baby.
Let's keep it clean down there. After all, we're once more in the presence of our favorite celebrity. Say hello to your adoring fans, Robin.
Thank you. Thank you.
A little applause never hurts, right?
Pretty sure it's me the crowd is cheering for. This audience wants blood, and I aim to deliver!
We'll see who draws first blood in our first round!
Ooh, you're gonna like this one.
Very well. Tell me more.
Oh, come on, buddy. You're not gonna make me jump through hoops like some kind of dolphin, are you?
Suit yourself. But the potion looks more than adequate.
This guy right here knows his stuff.
What do you have for us, Sylvia?
There's a lot of toxic energy here today.
And I've got the cure.
It's got that antitoxin sheen to it. And a corona of quality besides. I like the look of it, Sylvia. Truly, I do. First round belongs to you.
Aha! You're going to be swimming out of here a loser, Finn.
Might want to stand back, Judge, because I'm a messy eater. And Sylvia looks a lot like lunch. Hear that, chum? I'm done screwing around.
I can see those teeth from all the way up here.
Well, Finn, I imagine you'd like to stage a comeback.
You're a smart one, aren't you? So do the smart thing and declare this potion. Oh,
It looks like it provides decent shock resistance.
of course it does, bro. Would I lead you?
Perish the thought. I'll price this at...
I can live with that, and so can you.
Sylvia, you're up.
Finn can bluster all he wants. This is the potion you want when a storm rolls in.
Thunder tonic, check. And it's a more potent one than we required. That's impressive enough to blow Finn out of the water. Sylvia, you've come out on top.
Yes! There is justice in the world, and it is sweet!
Come on, Rev! What game are you watching? This is impossible. I don't understand it. What's this feeling in my gut? Is this failure?
Or maybe indigestion, since you bit off more than you could chew.
It's not possible. Failure's for the fish. That competition was rigged. It must have been.
Afraid not, Finn. I beat you fair and square. I know that's an unfamiliar concept for you.
Whatever. I'm getting out of this stupid business. The profit margins are terrible, and you're all a bunch of nerds.
Yeah, cry me a river. And swim away in it.
The nerve of some people. This isn't the end for me. It can't be. I'm Boss Finn, baby. And Boss Finn is untouchable. Or supposed to be.
Good riddance to bad fish! I should stay out and celebrate my victory.
And yet, somehow. All I want to do is tell Oswald all about it. She'll be here any second now. I'm sure of it.
Sylvia, pleasant evening. You're once again the talk of the town. The young woman who swam with sharks.
Sharks get a bad rap, but at least they work for their food.
That feels like a barb, but I assure you, I work as hard as anyone. After all, I'm the one people come to when they need a little help. And we all need a little help sometimes.
Sounds like you're real busy then. Should we cut to the chase?
There, see, you're well on your way.
Yeah, and you should probably be on your way.
You're not wrong. We both have much to do. Until next time.
I really loved that money.
Oh, crap!
What? Oswald?
Oh, curse it! I thought you'd fix that rafter!
I did. With chewing gum. Wait a minute, why am I explaining myself to you? What are you doing here? Are you spying on me?
Nothing so sinister as that. But Helena was here when I arrived. For reasons that are likely obvious to you now, I'd prefer she didn't get a very good look at me, just in case. But I came here to congratulate you. I know you don't want me around, but you were so impressive in that tournament. I had to express my admiration.
You were there?
Of course I was there. I kept a low profile, but I had to see the outcome for myself. I wouldn't have missed it for anything. Anyway, I should probably make myself scarce. You don't need this old bird cluttering up the place.
Hold on. There's something I'm trying to figure out. A mystery. Maybe you can help?
A mystery, you say? Well, then let's parse the clues together.
Boss Sven mentioned that someone had shut down his patent prematurely. I guess it wasn't supposed to be so short-lived.
Ah, a saboteur working behind the scenes. How daring. So this mystery person, they were a help to you?
Yeah, you could say that. You could say they really went above and beyond to help me out.
Any guesses as to who they could be?
Oh yeah, it's obvious, don't you think? It's gotta be Robin!
What? Now see here!
Relax, I know it was you. I'm not upset about everything. But I admit you've been a lot of help. And sort of nice to have around.
Then, could we start fresh? Just forget all the unpleasantness and get back to work? You know, a do-over. Come to think of it, that's another trick you can use when haggling isn't going your way.
Only you would try to turn this mess into some sort of harebrained haggling tip. Ugh, fine. It's official. I can't stay mad at you. Well, if I'm indentured to the bank for the rest of my life, I might stay mad through that.
It won't come to that, Sylvia. I have faith. I have faith in us. I feel so refreshed this morning. I have to admit, it's good to be back. And I come bearing gifts. See here, your license upgrade has arrived.
Check it out! So official looking. All else aside, we really do make a good team. Uncle Oswald.
Well, I could get used to the sound of that. Now, let's start fresh by looking ahead. I have the details for the next competition right here. Ah, I see our vandal has struck again. Although in this case, I tend to think it's an improvement. Now, take careful note of the new potion requirements. You don't want to be unprepared.
These competitions are getting harder every time.
Indeed they are. But here's a good sign. An early customer, eager to be our first of the day.
Hello. Can I help you?
You are the champion I've heard tell of?
I've been called worse. And you are?
You wish to know my name? I suppose you'll need it. So that when asked who brought you to ruin, you may provide an answer. Call me the end of all your endeavors. Call me the mistress of mercantilism. Call me Anubia.
I'd rather call your parents.
My parents have been dust for millennia, and I do not mourn them. So go ahead, make your feeble jokes, by which I mean your words and your potions both. I have an island to conquer. And the best part is this. As I grind Rafta beneath my heel, as I bleed its people for every half penny and silver nugget, they will thank me for it. They will love me. And they will forget you wherever concerned.
I'm guessing she's my next competitor? You'd think there'd be an age restriction.
Children always give me the creeps, but something about her was especially sinister. I'll do some digging, see what I can learn. And you? Well, you had better get to work.
Crowds are good for business. It'd be good to be able to chat without straining our voice boxes.
I like getting you all to myself. World's greatest backstage pass.
You don't need a pass, Sylvia. You're a lifetime VIP. Come on, let's get out of here.
Now this is a view.
Isn't it just? I've been coming up here to write, whenever I can sneak away for a few minutes. And the song, it's going good, Sylvia. Really good. probably expecting too much, but I sort of feel like it could be important, if that makes sense. Storytelling is powerful. Storytelling set to music. It makes people feel things, and that's some potent magic. At least, it is when you get it right. Speaking of which, this story needs conflict. Which type should it be?
Internal conflict. The best heroes are those who have to overcome their flaws.
And in the end, we're all our own worst enemies, right? Sounds smart to me. I'll see what I can come up with. And, well, I hope you know how much I appreciate your willingness to be part of my process like this. It means a lot.
Hey, I'm happy to help out.
You really mean that, don't you? You want to know the secret to being a good songwriter? It takes more than having a sense for lyrics or rhythm. You've got to notice things. You've got to see people. I noticed you the moment I walked into your shop, and I haven't been able to stop looking since. What really caught my eye was your kindness. You were kind to me before you even realized who I was. I don't know if you know how rare that is. So, if I could be a little bold here, I'd really like to date you, assuming you like what you see.
Oh, I like what I see. And I love what I'm hearing.
Wow, really? You mean it? That's amazing, Sil. We're gonna be so good together.
I tend to agree. We're both forces to be reckoned with. And even if we're from two different worlds, it feels like we're coming from the same place.
Truer words, Sil. You inspire me. You make me want to sing. I hope you like sappy music. There's just so much sappy music coming your way.
Do you mean right this minute? Because I'm sort of in the mood to be serenaded.
Oh, are you? Well, good news. I think that can be arranged.
I am on fire, fire, fire today! Stand back! I don't want to burn you!
You've always been hot, though.
And I'm not afraid of getting burned. Well, my cheeks sure feel red hot at the moment. I only meant to say that I'm getting a ton of work done today. Seriously, I'm on a productivity streak so massive, they can probably see it from space.
What's the secret to your success?
That's easy. Do you remember when I said you could use stress to your advantage? It turns out, I really undersold it. A bit of stress can help you a bit. But a lot of stress? It can push your brain and body into overdrive. Dig deep and try it for yourself.
It's on the risky side, but it might be a good strategy.
It works for me. Now, do you have 7 minutes to spare? I thought we might step outside. Thank you for joining me, Sylvia. I've set this time aside to have a super important conversation with you.
That's a little ominous, and also very formal. What's on your mind?
It isn't anything to stress about. Probably. Maybe. Oh, gosh. Stick to the script, Luna. It's just... Listen. I've noted several instances of unmistakable flirtation. And I wasn't sure what to do about that at first. But I took a good long look at my 5-year plan and decided I have time for a girlfriend.
Hey, that's great. Good for you, Luna.
Yes. Thanks. I do have someone specific in mind, you realize.
Oh, yeah? And who's the lucky lady?
Sylvia, come on! It's obviously you! I mean, okay, maybe I haven't been very obvious with my affection, but I do take time off of work to hang out with you. You don't think I do that with just anyone, do you? You're special to me, and I'd like to make it official. Unless you think I'm too much.
You're not too much. You're just right. Luna, I want to be your girlfriend!
Wow, really? For real? That is just the best news ever! Best of all time! I have to update my status! I have to update my mom!
Tell her hi from me.
I'll be honest, I wasn't sure how this conversation was going to go. There are so few guidelines for this sort of thing, and no metrics to help me figure out how things are going. All I know is, you sort of just let me be my neurotic self. No judgments, no expectations. It makes me feel so relaxed around you. I mean, relatively speaking.
Same here. I mean, that's why I come around so often.
Oh, but I only set aside 7 minutes this time. I'm due back at work. Although, maybe I can spare another few minutes.
Look at that. I'm a bad influence already.
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe you'll be good for me. I think maybe you'll be the best thing ever.
So, did you get the resistance tonics?
I wasn't sure what to use them for.
Here, follow my lead.
I don't think I understand.
It's sort of a symbolic gesture. Let me explain. As you probably know, tonics are popular with heroes because of the protection they can provide against monsters and environmental hazards. But they're only useful under specific circumstances. Being fireproof won't help you if you're struck by lightning, for example.
I'm with you so far.
Well, the way I see it, guarding yourself against heartbreak is sort of similar. A person can keep their guard up, can try to shield herself from ever feeling loss, but that only leaves you vulnerable to isolation, loneliness, which, if you think about it, is just heartbreak by another name.
Well, how about that? Here I've been lecturing you on the importance of mindfulness. And you go and show me just how attentive and thoughtful a person can be. I'd say the student has surpassed the teacher, and then some. So then, should I...
Go ahead. Uncork the bottle. Then, take a moment to engage your senses. You might catch notes of cedar, or cherries, or that slime that grows between a newt's toes. Now, whenever you're ready, show the world you're ready to live dangerously. You went for it. I was afraid you would think it was too wasteful.
Wasteful? I'm pretty sure I just made this particular patch of grass frost-resistant. Besides, a moment shared with you could never be considered wasteful. I should have realized from the start. The walls I'd put up, they never stood a chance against you.
I have been known to break down barriers, and also wine glasses. I've got big hands.
And a big heart. And it's in that spirit of big-heartedness that I'd like to show something to you. It's a photoglyph of my adventuring party. I've been carrying it around with me for 20 years now. In all that time, I never showed it to anyone. I could hardly look at it myself. But I'm ready to look at it again. And I'd like to share it with you. There they are, just as I remember them. Lore Master Lauren with his tusks in a book. Sugar the Scallywag mugging for the camera. Look at Shaylee's eyes. You see that fierceness? She was our healer, but she fought as hard as any of us. And there's Silky, the Swordmaster, our four-armed father figure. He thought only of keeping us safe.
I wish I could have known them.
I wish so too. But maybe, in a way, you can still get to know them. Through me. I'll share their stories. It's better than locking them away. It might hurt sometimes, but I know now that I don't have to be alone with that hurt.
You don't. I'm here for you.
That means more than I can say. I adore you, Sylvia. And if I'm ever strong, it's because my adoration has made me strong.
I adore you too.
I know. Isn't that glorious? I know how you feel because you show me every day. I promise to be honest going forward. Honest about my feelings, on good days and bad ones. And even when I'm feeling vulnerable, I won't ever try to push you away.
Good. I'd much rather you pull me close.
Well, there's an idea. You know, I haven't had a proper makeout session in... well, it's been decades.
Saffron. Really? We have a lot of time to make up for.
Do you think I'll be very rusty?
Nah, it's like riding a broom. And I've got a feeling you're a natural.
a thorn in our paw sort of situation down at the docks, Sylvia. You been up to any mischief we ought to know about?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Ha! Yeah, spoken like a true troublemaker. Now, normally I like mischief the way Pepper likes milk.
Frequent. And a little sour.
But there's a depressed shark man wandering around the docks, wailing about how his glory got snatched by a red-haired witch with a pet chicken? Call me scurvy-brained, but somehow I think you have something to do with that.
Boss Finn is an adult. He's responsible for his own actions.
Great! Tell him that, would ya? And while you're at it, tell him to take his sad sacking elsewhere. All the wailing is scaring away the fish.
Can't believe it's come to this. Didn't I put in the work? Didn't I visualize success? I deserved to come out on top. I was meant to be a winner. Yet, here I am, all washed up like a beached whale.
Sorry to interrupt.
Well, look who it is. The Mixin' Vixen herself.
I know I'm probably the last person you want to see right now.
You mean 'cause you filleted me in front of the whole town? Deep sixed my potions operation? Credit where it's due, Minnow. You sunk my business. and my rep. So go ahead and gloat, if that's what you're here for.
I'm bigger than that. I don't need to rub my success in anyone's face.
Oh, still with the virtuous act? I know you're a killer. Just wish I'd seen that before it was too late. I kept going into your shop to try and scare you into backing down. Little did I realize, you were sizing me up the whole time, giving me the old bottom treatment.
Now that you mention it, I could use that strategy more often. But I'm here to keep it up.
Didn't know you.
Ew. No.
That's anyway, you got a point about the belly aching. Time to get my act together. Never had a knack for playing the victim anyhow. In fact, losing's about the only thing I'm no good at.
Wow. If only you could bottle up your confidence and sell that.
You might actually be onto something there, chum. This town's full of neurotics and self-doubters. They could use someone like me. Somebody with unflappable conviction to empower them with a first-class pep talk.
Pep talks? I thought you were more about the put-downs.
It's all just force of personality, right? People listen when I talk, and I can be real motivated. You ever feel plagued by self-doubt? Worried you're losing your touch? You just come see old Boss Finn, and I'll give you the boost you need to buff up your haggling. For a modest fee, of course.
Back to hustling already? I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Well, hey, everybody likes a comeback story, right? Don't I got one of those faces you just can't help but root for?
Well, your razor-sharp smile does inspire some feelings. Mostly fight or flight.
Won't make the mistake of fighting you again, and I won't stop you from flying off. But if you ever feel like flying back this way, consider it an open invite.
I'm glad you dropped in on me today, Sylvia.
Well, thank you, Corsac. That's downright warm.
Trying to take your advice to heart, exchanging pleasantries and the like. It's not all that different from how I conduct myself when I'm in a new biome. The more initiative you show, the easier it is to pivot if things don't go your way.
I can see the parallels. And looking at the town as its own sort of biome makes a certain amount of sense.
It's working out for me, anyway. I feel more at ease lately. That said, I wouldn't mind a quick prowl around the forest, if you're up for it. Well, how about this weather? Oh, and if you're worried about running into any creatures out here, don't. I'm wearing lycanthrope musk. It'll keep most beasts at bay. Although, it's supposed to have the opposite effect on women.
I think it's working on me. I might have to lean in a bit closer.
I suppose that'd be fine. I probably haven't seemed entirely receptive to flirtation. I've enjoyed it when it's happened, though. And I think you're about as great as a legless coconut.
I have no idea what that means.
Well, leave it to me to put my foot in it. I'm going to keep this simple. I greatly enjoy spending time with you, Sylvia. And I wonder if you'd like to engage in courtship with me.
That's not a great idea. I enjoy spending time with you, too. But I don't think we're a good romantic match.
I was worried you might say that. I had to ask, though. Interpersonal skills are still a bit of a challenge for me. I'm sure you've noticed.
I've noticed how far you've come in a short time. And I appreciate how willing you are to share your passions with me.
Well, that's really something to hear that. It's strange. I'm never lonely in the wilderness. I'm perfectly at ease in my own company, or in the company of animals. Squirrels excluded, obviously.
Obviously.
But as soon as I'm around people, all I can see is how different I am. And how poorly I fit in the spaces I'm meant to occupy.
You'll never be lonely again. I won't let you.
Well, I won't hold you to such a big promise. But I know now that I've got at least one true friend. And that's not a small thing. Not a small thing at all. Always good to see you. Forgot how nice it is to have a friend, really. Otherwise, I'd have made the effort sooner.
Yeah, it's not half bad, is it?
It's especially good to know I have someone I can trust. Someone I can call on in times of need.
That's so sweet. I can almost overlook the fact that you're clearly about to ask for a favor.
That obvious, huh?
I think it hates me. It looks...
Animals don't hate Sylvia, although people hunt these birds because their stiff feathers make excellent fletching. And hunters tend to kill their quarry. It's easier that way. Easier for the hunters, I mean. It's sort of a bummer for the birds.
You found a better way?
I have, although it requires an extra set of hands. One of us needs to massage the bird while the other very carefully removes the appropriate feathers. I hate to impose, but you're the best friend I've got. And you're the only one on this whole island who might be willing to help.
Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to weasel out of this or anything. But haven't you made any friends in the guild? You've been here a while now.
Funny you should mention it. Was a time not too long ago when I'd have said I didn't have much in common with anyone here. Nor any need to seek common ground. I aimed to keep my head down and do my job, and I did it just fine on my own.
And now?
Now, I suppose, I've developed an interest in socializing. That's your influence. You've reminded me there are benefits to running in a pack.
Benefits? Like someone to massage the murder bird?
That, sure. But there are intangible benefits, too. If you were the only friend I ever had, I would consider myself lucky. But lately, I find myself thinking about the companionship of my peers. I watch the ease with which they gather, like rot flies congregating on a carcass, and I envy it. Hard to know where to start, though. I'm sure I haven't come across as approachable here.
Well, I wouldn't compare anyone to a rot fly. Not by way of starting a conversation, anyway. But otherwise, the first step to making friends is to just be open to it. So in that sense, you've already made progress.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll soon be surrounded by new friends, like a unicorn in heat. In the meantime, we should take care of this spewjay before it calls reinforcements. You know what they say. Birds of a feather eviscerate together.
What exactly have I signed on for?
Don't worry. I've got your back. And your hazard pay.
Hey, I'll take it.
Had a feeling. Now, how thick are those gloves of yours? Because you should expect quite a bit of pecking.
Fantastic.